Peace. Welcome to Voices of Reason. I'm your host, Justin, aka The Yard, and today we have a returning guest. His name's Jordan Foard. Hey, how's it going today, man?
How y'all doing? I'm doing good.
All right, that's what's up. Tell us what you've been up to, man. What you been doing lately since the last time we met?
The last time I was in here, we was on the art shows for the love of art, and I was having art shows every 4 months, so 3 times a year.
3 times a year.
And that was going good and everything. And in between time, I started the paint and drink classes, and that was just people coming over. I just called people up and it was like, hey, y'all want to come over and paint and drink? I got some extra canvases. It was cheap and just for fun, and everybody liked it. And I happened to be really good at it, just to be my first time teaching and stuff. That stuff just came like natural to me. I'm a good, mimicker or whatever. And so it started last year, and here it is, right here, my first paint and drink class last year.
The first one?
The first one. You see how thin the board was, and it was just, had to do with spring coming up, and so that was the first one. And, it has evolved into, things like, we do everything. I got, landscape and, Christmas time, Halloween time, the lips, the ladies love doing the lips and stuff like that. So, I do a lot of those.
Yeah, I know. I enjoyed it when I came to one of yours.
You did. Yeah, you did come to one. Yep, and we did the landscaping one. We did the Foard.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
that
we did
was
have
nice.
fun. Yep, and I appreciate that.
So, what led to, you just, hey, you want to come over, have a few drinks and paint?
Yep.
And then after that, how it just grew on you, because, I see like, you have that going on almost every 2 weeks now.
No, it's every week.
Every week?
Yeah, it's every week. Sometimes it'd be smaller classes. Sometimes it'd be 5 people. I gotta have at least 5 people to have a class.
Okay.
But it just started out like that, and then I started telling people about it, word of mouth. I didn't do any commercials or websites or anything like that. Eventually, I got my business cards. But it's mostly been word of mouth and taking pictures and social media. You don't really need too much, commercials or anything like that. I got the pad page on my Facebook page. I want everybody to check that out, or else check me out at Jordan Anwar Foard.
Okay.
And so, it just went from that. I done had some really big ones when it's been like 30 something people there. We had some downtown. I had one at the Club 2000. I had one at, a couple bars at Jesse's on 24th. I travel, it's $25 traveling fee, but so I've been around,
Okay, so right now, when you're doing it, it's basically setting a little impact on the community, because as far as like people, they don't have to go out, get, highly dressed to go to a bar and just sit there and just pay for nonstop drinks and then, be drunk until they pass out. As far as right now, they're also developing a skill and socializing at the same time. So you feel like you made a great impact on that? Because, I know you're meeting different people each time. So, what kind of feedback as far as what you get?
It's crazy. It's some people that I call them regulars, and they come to parties they're not even invited to. They be like, can you ask them? Can we come to their birthday party? I be like, man, y'all. I ask them and stuff, and they come. And I have a couple regulars that come like all the time. This is what they do on the weekends. She work all week, and on Saturdays she come to the pad. Have a few drinks and paint. And that's her weekend night, And so, because I never kick nobody out, After the thing is over, I'm like, y'all can chill and kick it, And that's what we do, And, I think I did, I have had an impact on the community, It has, some people have turned into real artists. I've seen a couple people, they send me artwork and stuff now, saying that they, started doing art and everything. But, it's been fun, Sometimes it went to 3 o'clock in the morning. And sometimes I've been, I slipped up a few times, because it is paint and drink.
Yeah.
So I do be drinking, but this party right here, these people was an hour late, and during that hour I was drinking, and so I went a little far.
Okay, so as far as right now, I know you see continuing it, and it's been growing.
Right.
I mean, you can see the impact right now as you have a class of 30. Now, do you see yourself like, okay, maybe I should get a building and maybe try this, you know? Because right now, I mean, as far as people coming to paint, like I said, they're developing the skill, they're socializing, and as far as we know, there hasn't been any trouble or no negative feedback. So do you kind of see yourself kind of expanding it? Like, you know?
Of course. You know, I've been looking into buildings. I've been looking into investors, people that can help me, you know, maybe buy a building. I finally ordered my table easels, and it's been growing. You know, I got my business cards. I wanted to get some PAD shirts, you know, made because the P&D supposed to mean more than paint and drink. It's going to, you know, eventually. And also, I've sold a lot of artwork. It has led to me doing commission for other people, and it keeps me busy. You know what I mean? And it's a good, you know, side job. One day I want to make it my, you know, have my own, the whole building, you know, the pad and stuff, you know, and so that's my goal.
Now, we're going to stick on the pad because I see now that you're not the only one doing this. Do you feel like when you invited a couple people that was like, hey, maybe I should try that? I mean, do you see that happening right now?
I see there's some people that you know, that have their own painting classes, you know, at home, which is great, you know what I mean? I don't, you know, disagree with that. You know, I'm glad I can inspire people, but there has been like an uptick in, you know, paint and sip classes, you know, around. And so I get a lot of, not no, you know, negative feedback or no, it don't feel like competition, but it'd be like somebody I've been talking to for a week, we've been planning this out. She put up a post saying, which one of my ladies want to come do a paint and drink party? You know what I mean? Not paint and drink, paint and sip, paint and drink party. And they get on the post saying, oh, go to this one, go to that one. You know what I mean? This girl been talking to me. You know what I mean? We already know what's going on, so I have to deal with that type of stuff. But you know, I'm going strong. You know what I mean? They know that, you know, this is my, you know, not my domain, you know, or whatever, but down, you know, in the urban community, I want that to be, you know, the path to be like that's it. That's where you go to enjoy yourself and paint and sip.
Okay. Well, I see you have a few paintings here. I mean, do you remember some of the experiences and some of the people you met as you made these paintings?
Yes, yes.
As you stated with this one, you said you had a little bit too many.
This one was this girl Bree Simone. We had like 24, like maybe 30. She had almost 40 people who wanted to pay for the place, but it was downtown, really plush place. It was really dope, and you know, that was a really fun night. My guy Dizzy Marley, he's an artist. You know, he taught this class for me, and you know that came out great. This was a small class, and so I let everybody paint their dogs any type of color. Smaller the class, you know, the more options I give you. And so this is for Halloween, of course, and you know, Black History Month. You know, we do a whole bunch of things. So, you know, some things stand out. I kind of like that butterfly the most. That's still one of my favorite classes because, for some reason, everybody painting came out really good. It was just a really good experience. And that was like a month after I started, you know, and that was like a 15, 16 people class. And so I already knew it was getting bigger by then, and so.
Okay, so as far as like the ideas of the painting, do you go by like, I mean, some people, you know how they will just go off the top of their brain. Did you go like do like, as far as like the season and the holidays and stuff like that? So, because I know you said Black History Month and Halloween, so like you will have stuff like, you know, 4th of July and Memorial Day and stuff like that, you know. That,
well, certain holidays, you know, I try to, you know, stay away from, but, you know, I try to deal with seasons more. Like this butterfly, we did this one last week for the, you know, the first week of spring. And so.
Move my foot out there so they can see that.
Yeah, that was for the first week of spring, you know, and this was close to Valentine's Day, things like that, you know.
Okay.
And, you know, so. It does have a lot to do with the seasons, and you know, I have another Halloween one here, you know, with the cats and the pumpkins and all that type of stuff. We did this one actually on Halloween's Day. You know, I was Ike Turner.
I see that.
And so, you know, we do a whole bunch of things.
So basically, you know, is the paint and drink, is it more like just, you know, a socializing thing, or is it like, hey, if you want to learn how to paint, you know, do you like also have classes you can just teach them, you know, straight out? without the drink,
Yeah, I done taught a couple daycare classes. I taught this girl and her daughter a class, this is a solo class for them. I taught this lady and like 4 of her kids on Christmas, for the Grinch picture. And we did that, and so I do personal parties any days of the week. And so anytime someone wants to set up a party, I'm basically available. We can set it up anytime.
Oh, okay. So let's say like, I understand like when we was talking earlier, you said, saying the smaller the class, you kind of let them, kind of stray away from exactly what you wanted to paint. So you will say the bigger the class, the more you have to focus on exactly how you want that painting, or is it like you're just trying to see where their skill is set?
The bigger the class, I try not to let them choose any type of colors except the painting that we're picking. And these are the paint. What I'm showing y'all, this is what we're doing. And so because a lot of people come late, and then there's too many options, it just drags on, And
No, I understand that coming late because I came late.
Yes, you did. I'm used to it, so it's all good. Right.
So, I mean, like as far as that, like let's say like when I came in, I had to like basically play catch up, sort of. You want to say, because I see how you did a great job, by the way, because you went to the people, you kept them on track, but then you also brought me back on track.
Because I had my fault for cutting you off, but I had a guest instructor that night. That was Dizzy Marley teaching the class that night.
Oh, okay.
And so I was able to walk around and help people. And so sometimes I get a little tired, and so I look out for, I try to look for other local artists to come teach a class and stuff. And he's available, he loves doing it. He's real professional, and he used to do it before. And so, he's like the one that's be available most of the time. And so I'll be looking for all types of artists. Hey, come teach a class. And so I just hired my first employee yesterday.
Congratulations.
This girl, that's Bryant. And I'm just paying her to help me for like when we have to sketch out paintings.
Yeah.
That's like a lot of work. And so I needed somebody that can sketch and, do the job for me, and then walk around and pass out paint and help people catch up and all that type of stuff, help people with their linings and all that type, so it's kind of cool, hiring my first employee.
Yeah, that is. I'm saying that's like I said, as far as the business and expanding, you're already taking that step forward.
Most definitely.
Okay, so as far as like, I don't know too much about painting, you know what I'm saying? So, kind of give me like a little, like what, is it not just, I know people use like different kinds of.
Well, mainly we use 11 by 14 paintings or 16 by 20 paintings. And we use acrylic paint only. And acrylic is, the most basic form of paint, and it's like the most oldest, almost besides oil. But oil is too messy, and I use oils on real specific paintings for my own paintings. But sometimes we use dye. Like on this one, we use yellow dye. And we dyed the background yellow and brown, just splattering it. And so, it's like different classes for,
Okay. Yeah, because, I was kind of lost when you was like, mix this and mix this because, I mean, I had art class when I was a younger kid, but I really didn't like it.
A lot of people would be their first time painting since art class, and some people love it. Some people do real better than what they thought. And then it seems like beauticians, people that do hair or nails or stuff like that, they be really good, for some reason, because they do art, basically, with the hair and all that type of stuff. Tattoo artists come in there, they do real good, so, and I always give out a first and second place winner. And sometimes I give out, prizes, but it's really for bragging rights. And my regulars, they are serious about this, who got the most first place, who got the most second places, and so they come in and they be like, who won first place, who won second, and I pick, and then it gets all the way down to, who would have won third, And so, it's fun and good.
That's good right there, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of positive energy off of that.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So that is good right there, though, because I would kind of want to know, where my place was, because, when I was there, I mean, what kind of grade would you have gave mine? Honesty, though.
I don't grade them. Just first or second. Sorry.
Just first or second, and that's it. Okay.
I didn't say you did a good job, or what I mean.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So as far as like, so I know you probably have your regulars, right? The ones that come through and they paint. Do some of them like, I want to say, do they offer to help? Like, hey man, look, I know you kind of got a big class, can I?
Not really, because most of the time my wife be there. She be there to help me sometimes. Sometimes she participate.
Okay.
And so that's why I hired that new employee I do have somebody there that help me all the time and stuff. And, but there's one of my regulars, Lamina, she gets there and she be helping people and we be like, you ain't the teacher, sit down. And she was like, I am the teacher. I'm helping the teacher. You teacher's pet. And, you know, I start barking at them a little bit, you know. And so it's like, I am a teacher now, basically. And so that's a big turnaround for me, you know.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So let's say like, because I know, you know, when you do the paint and drink, do you have like certain titles where they let's say like, hey, look, I got paint and drink like couples night, or you know, married couples or singles, or.
I try not to single out nobody, you know what I mean? Because if I say that means a couple of my regulars can't come, you know what I mean?
Okay, so, yeah, I understand.
You know, I try to do things for Valentine's Day, make it subliminal, you know, for couples. But if you want to come by yourself and meet new people, you know, I have singles nights like the night you came and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was single, you know, the mingle night. You know, I should have more of those, but most of the time it just be like, you know, it's open to everybody. And so, you know, I never kick nobody out. You know, we kick it to the break of dawn, and you know what I mean, and on and on and on, you know what I mean? Got the music blasting, and I love it. And so I hate clogging up the whole street, but you know, it's all good.
Okay, so as far as like one of the places that you have been to, you know, like which one of those places would love to go back? Because, you know, I know you would have a big class, like let's say you have a class of 40, maybe 45 people. What was it like the biggest place you went to that, you know, you was like, you loved it?
The biggest class I had was probably the one I had down there at, well, it got to be between Jesse's Place on 24th Street and that place downtown off of 19th and like Douglas, you know. And that was like probably the best because the people in there, they was really dressed up and they had this trap music. She had a flyer for it. She had cake. She had it going on. You know what I mean?
So
she had the grip of
well
drink.
prepared.
She was well prepared. Yeah, it looked it tight in there. We was on the top floor, and you know what I mean, a whole bunch of bad, you know, pretty women. You know what I mean? And so, even though I'm married, they're pretty. You know, and we had a good time.
Okay. Well, you know, as you stated, this is the year anniversary of the paint.
1 year anniversary today. Tonight we have a nice little class tonight, and I'm nervous as you know what, you know. So
because it's that.
Yeah, I got, you know, the paint drink is fun and everything, but it's also nerve-wracking as, you know, it is.
I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta, you know how you gotta go through certain things to make things great, you know. So let's get to, as far as like, you know, the art shows, you know.
Oh, what happened to the art shows?
I want to know at least.
Well, I had a partner, you know, that I came on here twice with before, and you know, we just stopped being partners basically in December, you know, and for I don't know what reason or whatever, she partnered up with somebody else here in Omaha, and she also now hosts paint and sip classes, you know, with that partner.
Okay.
Who I told her he was trying to be her partner. But
definitely understand.
You know, I don't say nothing bad about her, you know, or anything. I wish her the best, and you know, she's still having art shows. You know, it's not called For the Love of Arts, you know. Okay. You know, because that was my thing.
Would you consider having your own art show?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna have more art shows in the future. I got a lot of artwork in my house right now, and that stuff is expensive, you know. It's starting to get expensive, but
I've seen a couple of those paintings.
It's like I'm gonna try to do something out of town, you know. Omaha, it's hard to connect, you know, people here to different type of venues and things, you know. So
yeah, it's that kind of change that, you know, some people just, you know, have to get adapted to, which is, you know, totally understandable.
Yeah, got to move around.
Now, as you know, just like an artist or a rapper, or probably even a writer of their own book, do you have a favorite?
A favorite what?
Favorite painting that you did, like you just look at it, you're like, oh my God, wow, I did this. Everybody has one. You know, just like a rapper, like, you know, my best song, you know.
Yeah, I do got a painting that I think like that. I just finished it not too long ago. It's a painting of a barn owl.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's really big, you know.
Like what? Have you ever, like, you know, when you just thinking about something, let's say, have you ever done this, like you know, you like, okay, I want to paint this, but ended up painting something else?
All
Has
the
that
time.
All the
Yeah.
time?
Mhm.
Okay, have you, like, was that one of your, like, let's say, as you started painting it, and it just ended up going into something else? I know that happens all the time, but can you give us like an example of what you tried to paint, but it ended up being something else?
Oh, I try to paint like a like almost like a Huey Newton looking figure, you know, with a militant, you know, on behind some bricks, and I end up painting like this guy. He looks like he could be Cuban or something, or you know, a black Brazilian or something like that in the rainforest. You know what I mean? It's tight.
Oh,
And
okay.
I didn't plan it like that or nothing, so
It just ended up being a guy, a Cuban in the rainforest?
it's somebody in the rainforest.
Somebody in the rainforest?
Yeah. And so, yeah.
Okay. Like, because you know, when some people, when they look at paintings, they kind of determine the mood the painter is in, you know. Have you ever, like, kind of expressed your moods or your thoughts or
Oh, yeah, yeah.
your painting on some of it?
I got a painting, it's about gun control, and it's called Gun Control. It's a painting of a whole bunch of guns and everything getting burnt up on like a private island, you know, and they had atomic bombs, had everything in it, and I'm just like, just burn them all, you know what I mean?
Okay.
And and that was just after a school shooting or something like that, and
You kind of answered my next question, which was, you know, does the impact of the world, you know, affect your painting? And obviously you just
Oh, yeah, most
answered that
definitely.
question. So let's say, like, if something in the community happens that kind of affects you, would you try to?
do something with my artwork that
Yeah.
you know that I feel like expresses. Yes, the painting I have of the alien with the Donald Trump hat. It says "Make Earth Great Again." You know what I mean? It doesn't matter who. You know what I mean? It was the alien with the hat on saying "Make Earth Great Again." You know, not just America.
Okay.
And so, because now it's about America. You know, and so
Yeah, it's about the world, about
Right.
the people. Okay.
yeah. So it always affects me, and I try to do what I can.
Well, you need to let people know how to get in contact with you.
All right, Jordan A. Foard, you know, Foard. Just look that up and you'll find me, you know, and you can find me on Instagram at JoeFoard11, and that's Foard, Foard. Just spell that in any type of platform, you probably find me. Mr. Foard on Snapchat, MrFoard, right there, and you know, or email me, mrfoard@gmail.com. You know, I'm real easy to find, and
Okay.
so, yeah.
Well, here you go. Got the guy Jordan Foard. He decided to come back and show us more of his paintings.
Yes, set you up a paint and drink class any of these days. You know, I'll come to you, you can come to me, we can turn up and have a good time. You know, just get at me while you can. You
Well,
know,
he's not lying, because when I went, I had a great time. I can't paint, but I had a great time.
you still did good though.
Hey, yo, I got it hanging up in my basement right now, right
That's
next to
what
my
I'm talking
studio.
about.
You know, so every time I think about when I'm about to make a song, I
Right.
look right there, I'm like, hey, things can happen.
Right, exactly.
You know? And I really appreciate you inviting me there, you
Man,
know?
I appreciate you coming, bro.
Man, it's no problem, you know?
Mhm.
Everything is good. So, once again, another shot here at Voices of Reason. I'm your host, Justin, also known as The Yard. Jordan Foard. Loves when he comes back. Loves what he does with the painting. And plus, it's a great effect on the community.
Yes,
so you
yeah.
people, you need to go and have yourself a drink and take one of these paintings home, which is going to be yours. It's not going to be one of these, not unless you want.
Yeah, you get to take your paintings home and everything. I spray them with varnish, you know what I mean? Make sure they shine forever. You can give it to your grandkids one day.
Because mine is still shining. Once again, like I said, thank you for your time. Peace.